And I feel like I could do probably 1,000 episodes on alignment because I have learned so much in my life about alignment. And every time I think I know about alignment, I learn something else about alignment. And it's such a powerful principle and law that has changed my life, that has grounded my life, and that has helped me in business and mentoring and advising leaders all around the world, helping them to understand this principle and to really put it into practice in their lives. And while I can only speak to my personal journey and experience, I know that much of my success can be contributed to my ability to discern these moments. And we just talked about this. Um, some people will tell you that it's luck or chance. However, I am humble enough to know that divine providence has intervened in so many occasions in my life and ushered me into prophetic destiny. Now, you can call it luck, you can call it right timing, you can call it a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, but I really believe that learning and understanding the power of moments has really made the difference in my life. And that's why I tell people that it's so important that you understand the power of perception. See, this is why you need to read Wombs because one of the laws that I talk about in Wombs is the law of perception. And this is what I know to be true that in order to embrace a prophetic reality that is not yet born to time, it requires perception. Uh, People know me as a visionary leader. People seek me out because they know that I have the ability to see beyond just today or tomorrow and to see years into the future. And it's a powerful skill set. Not everybody has that, but one thing that we have to all have is we have to have perception because one of the ways that you bankrupt your life is going through life blindly. Write that down. One of the ways that you bankrupt your life is by going through life blindly. And I talk to so many people that are just going through life in the dark. They have no clue about what's really happening. They don't have any clue about what's around the corner. They don't have any clue about the people that they've chosen to surround themselves with. I mean, I could go on and on. You have to have some perception about your life, the direction your life is taking, who you are inviting into your relationship constellation. I could go for days talking about it, but perception is a powerful principle, and we all need perception not just to perceive moments, but to help illuminate the path and to ensure that we're on the right trajectory with our lives. Um, when I share these experiences, many people are astounded, but it lets me know that they are living unconsciously. And you may say, well, Jamel, what do you mean they're living unconsciously? What I know to be true is that in reality, moments are always unfolding in your life, but often you are unaware of these moments because you're unconscious. And like I said, when you go through life in the dark without perception, you have no discernment in your life. Things are happening all around you, but you have no idea. And one of the things that I pray and I ask God for daily is laser sharp discernment. Give me prophetic perception to see moments, to see where I am in relationship to your grand plan for my life, to see where I am in relationship to the pieces of the prophetic puzzle and fulfilling your ultimate design for my life. And you need that perception. It's one of the reasons why you need time with yourself every day. So many people are so busy meeting the demands of life and family and business and relationships, and they have time for everything but themselves. And I always tell people, you got to put on your own oxygen mask first. It's one of the things they tell us on the airplane. You got to protect yourself first before you can really be able to protect the people in your life. And so many people are just going through life haphazardly, and they're not understanding that at the end of the day, if you're not well, you can't expect everything else in your life to be well either. And so you got to give ample time and attention to that. And in order to do that, you got to live your life with a greater sense of consciousness and awareness, understanding where you are. spiritually, understanding where you are seasonally, understanding where you are relationally, understanding where you are emotionally, understanding where you are psychologically, understanding where you are in every aspect of your life so that you can really show up as the greatest expression of who God created you to be. I've been there too. Years ago, I was just caught up in the hustle and bustle of life. I was not really paying attention, and I was missing all the signs and all the signals that life was trying to send me. I talked to so many people, and it's interesting to me because I'm such a prophetic person. Like I say, I see very much into the future. I can very much see the prophetic dots and how they connect to different events and experiences in our lives. But most people can't see that. And so they'll hit a crisis or a very difficult time, and I'll start to ask them a few questions and kind of do an assessment of the circumference of their lives. And I'll start to point out things, and they say, I never even really thought about that, or I never really saw that. And one of the reasons that I'm really talking about this is because life is always sending us signals. Life is always giving us signs that we're headed into a certain season. We're coming out of a certain season, that this certain thing is showing up in our lives. And because we're so busy, we're so distracted, we're so unfocused, we're missing the signs and the signals that life is trying to give us. And that's why I tell people sometimes you just need to slow down, and you need to get in the right sync, in the right rhythm in your life, because sometimes we're going so fast. And one of the things I want you to understand is that speed does not necessarily mean that you are on the correct path, nor does speed mean that you are living your life accurately or authentically. So everybody is concerned about pace, but I'm more interested in precision and precise movement, precise orchestration of our lives and seasons and cycles so that you can get to the ultimate place that God wants you to be. Um, why was I missing it? It's an easy answer. I was missing all of this because I was misaligned. And a lot of people say, Jamel, it can't be that simple. It's got to be something deeper, something so insidious that, I just totally glanced over it and didn't see it. And the reality is that's not the truth at all. A lot of things are the way they are in our lives because we are misaligned. And before you cut me off and say that I talk about alignment too much, I want you to hear me out. If you had to assess your life right now, are you aligned? Let's just start there. I want to start very basic because you know how I do. I'm going to start, I'm going to expand that concept. Then the concept is going to get broader and broader till we get to an ultimate picture for this episode of today. But are you aligned in your life? And I'm just going to cover a few areas because if I really started to do an assessment of where you are aligned in your life, most people, um, we would be here for years probably because alignment is so multifaceted. But let's do an assessment of your life. Are you aligned spiritually? This is the first aspect I want to talk about quickly. Spirituality. Spiritual alignment is not calling um, yourself spiritual. It's living your life guided by certain principles and undergirded by certain convictions. So we live in a world where I hear so many people call themselves spiritual. Can I just help you? They're not a bit more spiritual than the man on the moon. They wouldn't know spirituality if it knocked them upside the head. What has happened is this has become cultural norms and expressions and what's popular, like authenticity, those words we just throw out because they're just cultural words at this point. But most people have no sense of spirituality. First of all, their lives are too disorganized, too chaotic, and too confused to be spiritual. Because in order to be spiritual, you got to bring adjustment and alignment to things in your life. And in order to do that, you have to do inner work. And I know that one of the greatest advantages that I have in life is that I have done the inner work. So people will listen to me, they will turn me off, they will go listen to somebody else, and it's totally different.